Hi, my name's Byron Martin here at Logee's Greenhouses, and today we're going to be talking about one of our citrus, the red finger lime. Now this is not a true finger lime. This is actually a hybrid between the Rangpur lime and the citrus australasica sanguinea. The interesting thing about this plant is that the fruit is actually sort of round. You can see right here. You can see it somewhat round rather than finger-like. It does contain the juice vesicles like a typical finger lime, which can be used in culinary dishes and in salads. It also is one of the most heavy producing citrus we have here in terms of containers. If you can see here, there's dozens of fruit on this small tree. And the other thing about it is that's really impressive, it's not an upright plant, but it's a weeping plant. So this is being set on top of a pot to give it room to spread out, but it never really reaches up as much as it spreads and creates a cascading effect. And would actually be used very well in a container basket or a hanging basket where it could be used for display. One of the things we also have found is that the color of the fruit is actually much redder. I have one over here that was on the sunny side of the pot, and pick it off and we can show it to you. So there's the color of it, the deep red that comes when it's giving really full sun, very high light. In the greenhouses here, we actually have lower light. We're under plastic glazing here, and so it diminishes some of the reddish color. But if grown in the really bright sun, you can get that deep red color out of it. And these are actually starting to fall off now. So we're in February, so it's coming to somewhat the end of its fruiting cycle. Shortly, it will come into bloom, and when it does, and I don't have any buds here yet. There's new growth just starting on the tips here, but the flower buds will form on these branchy tips all along the side here. And they're small, they're much smaller than a normal citrus, but they're intensely fragrant. It's not a citrus fragrance, it has a very, very sweet, very, very rich fragrance to it that is really unique in the world of citrus. In terms of its culture, it's really quite a resilient grower, as most of the Australian citrus are. They'll take temperatures down to just above freezing on the way up on that. This is grown in a 60-degree house, but they can certainly take it much colder than that. And their growing season, as you can see, this shoot right here is just beginning to sprout as we are in February, so the growing season is from now all the way through till fall, when they'll start to shut down. They actually grow a little more than many of our edible citrus. They have several cycles a year. And of course, in terms of culture, you need to make sure that they get their fertilizer during that time of year when they're in active growth, and then reduce it. We don't really have too many problems with insects with this particular variety. There really hasn't been any mite problems per se that we see on some of the other citrus, as well as mealybug and such things. However, we try to keep that pretty much suppressed in the greenhouses, so I'm assuming that if plants were really badly infected nearby, this young tree here would probably pick it up. One of the things about the Australian citrus is they have these juice vesicles inside that kind of break open, and this is not exactly like the typical australasica in that they're a little bit tighter when they're inside the fruit. And we can cut this open to show you what that fruit inside looks like. As you can see, there's some red pigment in the pulp, which is typical of the sanguinea parent. And there's also some seeds. And if we cut it open, I can show you you can see when you break it open, all these juice vesicles pop out. And this is actually the part that's used culinary-wise in terms of, you can put them in salads or garnish things on that. And if you can eat them straight up, and they are quite sour. It is definitely a lime. I happen to have a regular finger lime here to compare them to. So as you can see, this really does look like a finger, and this has that plump round shape to it, which is brought in by the Rangpur lime, which gives it a rounder shape. But they both have those juice vesicles inside, and we can cut this one open to show you the similarity. And as you can see, compare these two, these are much larger in to these light ones. This is actually the normal green one or yellow one, but this one has that red pigment to it. So they're much larger, but they still break apart, which is uncommon in other citrus. Thank you for watching, and I hope the video inspired you to try growing the red finger lime and reap the benefits of this special fruit. Be sure to like our video, and if you need more information, visit us at logees.com.